Democrats are heading into the midterm elections with high hopes for picking up seats in the House
We'll take the House back.
and even the less competitive Senate. And Republicans are increasingly voicing worries about their odds of fending off a blue wave.
We know this is going to be a very challenging election, like a knife fight in an alley. I mean, just a brawl.
While it's difficult to reliably poll voters in specific House races, there are national indicators that show just why Republicans are on the defensive.
The generic ballot just asks people whether they plan to support the Democrat or the Republican in their congressional district. While this isn't a specific measure of something that's happening in an individual district, it has historically proven a good indicator of which party tends to have the advantage in congressional races. Our Washington Post ABC News poll from August showed Democrats with a 14 percentage point advantage on the generic ballot, and they're thought to need something between a 6 to 8 point advantage in order to flip the House.
The Democrats' advantage is fueled partly by their enthusiasm for their party's candidates, but also by independents, half of whom say they would vote for Democrats. Another big reason that Republicans are worried this year is because of voters' low opinion of President Trump and the implication that has for their party.
Midterm elections are always difficult for the party in power, nearly always difficult, and they tend to lose seats. One factor in that is the president's popularity, and President Trump's approval rating is at 38% among registered voters. That's a weak position, just slightly weaker than where Barack Obama stood in 2014 when Democrats struggled in the midterm elections. So the opposition party this year, Democrats, seems well positioned to pick up seats. One thing to watch in the coming weeks is whether Trump's approval rating gets up into the low or mid 40% range. That's where Republicans think they need Trump to be in order to avoid losses that could lead them to lose control of the House. Trump's popularity is such a central feature. If he gains significant popularity, it's likely to benefit Republicans down the ballot. Another thing to watch is the economy. Right now, Americans have more positive views of the economy than they've had in the past 17 years. Usually that benefits the party in power, but yet we haven't seen Trump really gain the full benefit of that. A big chunk of people who like the economy disapprove of the way Trump is handling his job. They're going to be a critical group because they're going to need to decide whether they want to vote for the party in power during a time where the economy is good, or whether they will be really influenced by how they feel about the president this year.
But with all these signs of a strong Democratic performance on the horizon this November, it all hinges on who comes out to vote. And in a midterm year, turnout is especially tricky.
Turnout usually doesn't get anywhere near presidential year levels in midterm years, so a lot of the outcome depends upon who comes to the polls and who stays home. One thing we saw in the last two midterm elections were that Republicans were much more enthusiastic about turning out. This year, the tables have turned a bit. Democrats have a slight advantage on that, and so we're going to have to continue to watch those indicators as we head into the fall. But the party that is more enthusiastic certainly is poised to benefit at the polls, even more so perhaps than their overall support on the generic ballot.